Hi, welcome into my studio. I've got a pretty short video to show you some tests I've done on pastel grounds. So basically a pastel ground is a roughish texture. They've got some form of particles in there. It's kind of like a gesso normally, and it allows you to prepare a surface so you can put pastels on there. Now obviously I use pastel paper. Pastelmat, if you followed any of my videos, is my preferred paper so far, and I know lots of my followers can't actually get hold of pastelmat, or they find the country that they're in is very expensive, and some of the other pastel papers as well they find are really super expensive. So I've done this video using these pastel grounds to see if anything will actually match up to pastelmat or is good enough so that people can do pastels and get a really good surface for perhaps a fraction of the price. So I'll just go through the ones that I've got, and I'm going to list them in the description below as well. So I've got golden acrylic ground for pastels. I've got the Sennelier acrylic primer for pastels. I got the Schminke primer for pastels, the Art Spectrum Color Fix Original, the Art Spectrum Color Fix Supertooth, and then the Color Fix Original, and that's a blue haze, just for me to try out one of their colors. On the end I've got pastelmat, so my standard paper. So I'm not going to go through and bore you all to death with everything I've done, but basically I've got some watercolor paper. I've divided it up into sections. I've then painted some of the primers with quite a soft brush, and I put some pastels on top. On the top, the lightish brown circle, they are all pan pastel. In the middle then I've got a Rembrandt stick that I've put on there, and then I've blended it in with my finger just to see how that goes. On the bottom, that's just pastel pencil, so you can see the textures, and then I've rubbed one section in on the paper as well and on these grounds. Generally the top one is just straight out of the pots. On the golden you can't really use that straight out at all, so you've got to thin it down somewhat. 20% water is what I've normally used with that. The second row across then, that's usually 2 coats, and the third 3 coats on the bottom, or I've done something a bit different and thinned it down depending on what the top ones showed me. The little marks on top of them then, I've used a pastel pencil just to go on top to see how it would show up and how I could actually layer details on top. So kind of, you know, my normal technique of doing wildlife fur. As I said, I'm not going to go through an hour's worth of telling you everything. You're going to have to trust me a little bit when I say that some were better than others, but obviously try them out yourself. I'm still trialing these too. The ones I didn't find so good, the Sennelier, I was expecting a lot from that. They say it should actually work out to create a paper very similar to their pastel card, which is a very good quality pastel paper. But although it has the feel of the texture to it, it caused a lot of marks when I brushed it straight out the tub. So I thinned it down, and what I was finding was it seems to blend away. It's not very smooth at all with the application of colour. You can see all those little bits in there probably. I'll try and put a link below possibly to a large version of this so you can see a photograph, because you're not going to pick up much on a screen. So I found the Sennelier not that great at all. It wouldn't layer another layer on top with a pencil that easily. The colours weren't coming out very vibrant with the pencils, and it was just kind of not holding layers. The Schminke, that wasn't too bad. Let's just check my notes on that. I had to thin it about 20% because straight out, once again, I was getting a lot of lines on there. 2 coats when it's thinned is actually that little bit better, and it was okay. We layered okay with it. Wasn't showing up vibrant like pastelmat was with layers, but none of these performed the same as, say, pastelmat. But the better ones were getting closer. So the Schminky, if you can get that for a really good price, water it down about 20%, probably put 1 or 2 layers on, and you're going to have a decent pastel surface to work on. So don't forget, you can use these pastel surfaces not just on papers but also on things like mount board, and also surfaces like MDF as well. So let's take a look at the ones I found were that bit better. So the golden gesso on grounds acrylic ground for pastels. The pastel went on nice and smooth. It worked well whether, you know, I put on 1 coat or 2 coats. 3 coats didn't really perform any better at all. So I'd thin it down with about 20% water and then just put on either 1 or 2 coats, and probably 1 coat was going to be good enough. So that's one. If you can get hold of that golden product, it's transparent as well, so you can colour it easily and just add a bit of acrylic, standard acrylic paint into that. The Art Spectrum Original, once again I found the best results were just thinned with a little bit of water, perhaps 10% in there. It's okay to brush it on. It blends quite well, as you can see. So this is it straight out of the tube or the tub. As I said, I'll try and put a link to a big version of this. But when it's thinned down just slightly, you get a much more result that's reminiscent of pastelmat, blends in nice. So it's not too textured. Layers on top, okay. Not brilliant, but it's certainly okay. And it's not really much benefit by using it straight out the tub and putting 2 coats on. It feels rougher, but doesn't seem to take more layers. Now the Art Spectrum Super Tooth, that really does feel quite rough. I was expecting it to take a lot more layers than the original. It didn't. It seemed to perform pretty much just the same. Not a great deal of difference in there. If you are a pastelist that likes that bit more roughness, you could always go for that one. Once again, these are easy to colour. And then the original Blue Haze, this one, it goes on quite light, turns out to be much darker, so be careful of that if you order that one. It is quite dark compared to the colour of the paint actually in the tub. So you can see, as you would expect with acrylics, it does darken quite considerably. But once again, it performed fine. I could layer on it. Wasn't really any benefit doing more than 1 or 2 layers of it. No real need to do any more than that. Lots of these suggest you can also put them on with a roller. I've tried that with a small sponge roller, didn't work at all. Really bubbled or created a uneven texture on there, worse than the brush. So you'd have to try that out for yourself. Try perhaps different roller heads on there as well. So the pastelmat would still be my favorite, but you can certainly do good pastels by using some of these grounds actually on there. So here's something a little bit extra that I did while I was doing testing. I thought I might as well do a bit more. I used the golden product. I put in just that small amount, 20% of water, a little bit of acrylic as well, just to colour it. Turned out perfectly well. It's got a really good surface on there. Not sure about the brush marks, because you're going to want to cover those up, or find perhaps an even softer brush to apply it. Once the pastel's on top of it, might be okay, but the surface feels good. The Super Tooth as well, exactly the same, got that rougher texture. So if you like something more reminiscent of a sanded paper, perhaps that's better for you. When I used a sponge, you can see it just didn't work at all. So it's going to take a bit more testing regarding the brushing. Perhaps one alternative, a different way. So I was using the golden and I've done it on a black mount board because, as I said, the golden is pretty much see-through. You can just see the sanded texture in there. So if you use a coloured mount board, you're not going to get much warping at all. You're going to have nice firm surface to work on compared to a paper. They're cheap to buy as well. They're acid-free mount boards if you get a good quality one. So that's it straight out of the tub, which obviously is not recommended, and that's it thinned down. So you can see not much brush marks in there, and that would be a good surface to work on. So you can pick a different coloured board and use it like that, or you can actually just colour the golden acrylic ground yourself and get whatever colour you want as your base. So that'd be something I'm definitely going to try in the future. So as I said, pastel mat's my preferred surface, but since I had some others there, I thought I'd just try it out with the same technique and see how they would layer as well. This is the pastel card, not to be confused with the Clairefontaine pastel mat. This is the pastel card from Sennelier. On a previous video I've shown how if you touch this with water, the surface will wipe straight off, so I don't like that. But I also showed on that video how you can seal that surface on there, so it hasn't got that problem. So once again, this is a potential for me to use, and I'll be using some of this in the future. And you can see here probably that it layers and blends out just like pastel mat. Obviously is a much rougher surface, so more suited perhaps with something that's got lots of texture. So perhaps you're doing a portrait of a big cat with not a great deal of smooth background. Perhaps this would be a very good surface. You can get lots of layers on there, and you can see a nice sharp edge. I also had in my stock to test some UArt papers, the 600 and the 800. I decided to test. The 600 is the finer, feels similar to pastel mat. It is a sanded paper. The 800 is quite a bit, well, just a little bit rougher. As you can see, if I put them by the pastel mat, it takes the other layers just as well, if not better. So it's a surface I'm definitely going to be trying out. The only thing I don't like about it is very thin feeling and very flimsy. It actually feels like thin sandpaper. I know how I'm going to get around that. That's going to be for another video, because this one's already going on a bit longer than I expected, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that UArt paper to make it a nice firm surface for me to work on. So hope that's cleared a few things up. Basically, if you can't get pastel mat or one of these papers and you want to use a ground, then the golden acrylic ground for pastels I like. That seems a really good one. That's that clear one. And then the Art Spectrum Colorfix Original, or the Super Tooth. If you want one that's not that rough, choose the original. If you want the rougher version, use the Super Tooth. And perhaps try those on mount boards to give yourself a nice solid surface to work from. So hopefully that'll be a cheap way for you to work. If you can't get pastel mat, you can't get sanded papers, or they're too expensive for you, because these grounds are going to work out a lot cheaper. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you all again real soon. If you're looking for even more great art sources, I've really got you covered. First off, I've got a Patreon channel. It's been going well over a year or so, packed with around about 50 or more videos and new ones every month. Lots of the videos are many hours long, so you can see they're really in-depth subjects such as turtles, birds, elephants, big cats, you name it, it's on there. So that's my Patreon channel. And also on that Patreon channel, before I go on to something else, I've got a secret Facebook group, so only the members are actually on there. It's the most supportive and friendly Facebook group that I've ever seen. I know I'm biased, but it really is. We've got 400 or 500 members on there, and they all help each other. So that's a great added bonus. That comes free with it. Also, you get line art every month as well. And we've just designed a brand new companion website for it. So if you've joined other Patreons and channels and you found it very difficult to navigate around, we've got this free website that comes with it, All the videos are now just a single click away. Couldn't be any easier than it is. I've also got my site, jasonmorgan.co.uk, lots of tutorial videos, DVD discs and downloads on there. And if you're struggling for reference photos for your art projects, I've got some of those too. I've got 900 plus on my website, wildlifeart-online.com, and they will be copyright free for you, so you can paint and draw from them and sell your work with no copyright worries whatsoever. So hope you like those extra resources, and I'll see you all again real soon.